Let's hang it right over there.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at TV scenes that take on more meaning as years pass. We're only looking at live action shows for this list. Also, here's a spoiler alert.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Number 10, Ben's Funeral, Scrubs. Look, we can't lie. This one was devastating even as it happened. Dr. Cox's best friend, Ben, is revealed to have been a figment of his imagination throughout this season 3 episode.
Where do you think we are?
Your name is the splinter inside me.
He actually died of the leukemia he had been diagnosed with earlier in the series. But there's something about seeing actor Brendan Fraser in the role of a hilarious, wide-eyed, camera-carrying adventurer that's especially sad.
You can't keep me from getting drunk.
You have to forgive yourself for everything that went down the other day.
This was just before his career began to stall out. The true and heartbreaking reason for that slowdown wouldn't be known for years, but Fraser was one of the biggest stars of the late 1990s and early 2000s. It really did feel like he was here one minute and gone the next.
If only I would wait.
Number 9, Class Dismissed, Boy Meets World. As Corey, Topanga, Sean, and Eric prepare to venture out into the jungle of adulthood, they come back to Mr. Feeney, the teacher whose wisdom they've come to rely on.
We're leaving. I know.
We wanted to know if you had anything else left to teach us.
Watching it as it aired, a young viewer would probably relate more to the kids' experience. They're about to venture into the unknown, but as an adult, it's Mr. Feeney's care and professionalism that rings truer.
I will never forget you. You were more of a father to me than my own dad.
He knows, just as a more mature viewer does, that they're saying goodbye to a time in their lives that will only get more precious to them as they get older.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Number 8, Leo's Heart Attack, The West Wing. White House Chief of Staff Leo McGarry was President Bartlett's best friend, right hand, and in many ways, the person who kept him grounded.
When are you planning to discuss Jerusalem?
That'll be the last thing.
Because it's the only thing
Damn
that
it, don't you think I know that?
When he had a near-fatal heart attack in the woods during the show's 6th season, it threatened to destabilize everything. But this heartbreaking and terrifying episode would take on new meaning in the last season.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
John Spencer, the actor who played Leo, would suffer a fatal heart attack himself. It led to a complete overhaul of the latter half of the show's final season and made Spencer's performance a strange and gut-wrenching premonition of his own death.
Find out what the president
You sure you're
needs to
okay?
defeat. I just need some air.
Number 7, Mr. Hooper's Death, Sesame Street. For almost 60 years, the friendly humans and puppets of the friendliest block on TV used their hour of airtime to entertain and impart life lessons on its young and impressionable audience.
Big Bird? He's not in there.
Oh, then where is he?
The classic and devastating episode where Big Bird learns about grocery store owner Mr. Hooper's death is one for the books.
But I don't like it.
The death of actor Will Lee brought an opportunity to talk about grief.
Big Bird, when people die, they don't come back.
Ever?
No, never.
Why not?
Not every childhood is the same, and some kids experience loss long before they should. But Sesame Street probably prepared its audience for an inevitable, albeit tragic fact of life that only became more relevant with age and experience.
They can't come back.
Well, he's gotta come back.
Number 6, I Demand to Go First, Gilmore Girls. Emily Gilmore was a woman who insisted on having things her way.
Yes, I am.
After her husband Richard has a heart attack, she makes one more demand of him: To spare her a life without him, she demands to be the first one to die.
I did not sign on to your dying, and it is not going to happen. Not tonight, not for a very long time. In fact, I demand to go first. Do I make myself clear?
Despite his promise to let her go first, real life intervened. Actor Edward Herrmann passed away in 2014. When the show was revived for a brief 4-episode run in 2016, Richard's absence was deeply felt.
I just lost my husband.
I just lost my father.
And you couldn't care less.
Emily was living out the fear of being alone, and while it made for incredible drama, it made this season 1 scene all the more tragic in hindsight.
You may go first.
Good.
Number 5, When There's Only One of Us Left, The Golden Girls. At the time, it was a simple and heartfelt moment between best friends. When considering what life might be like as they age, the 4 Golden Girls made a pact to look after each other for the rest of their lives.
Let's make a pact that we'll always take care of each other, that we'll never desert each other no matter what.
But it's Rose who asks the fateful question.
But what happens when there's only one of us left?
Well, it turned out to be prophetic. Actress Betty White, who passed in 2021, would be the last surviving regular cast member upon Rue McClanahan's death in 2010.
The 2 of them together, and they're so cute.
Not only that, but the 4 actresses are even sitting in the order they would pass away in real life.
So, how come I don't feel all that happy?
Number 4, Will's Absent Father, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith began this classic sitcom as a lovable goofball, disrupting his posh Beverly Hills family's lives. But as Smith proved his dramatic chops, his storylines became more emotionally demanding.
My goodness. Haven't seen you since you were 3 years old. I guess we all have a lot of catching up to do, huh?
This unforgettable episode finds him getting his hopes up once his absent father comes back into his life, only to be let down when he leaves again.
But now that you're back, you have responsibilities to him.
Look, we're still gonna take the trip.
Oh, bull! Bull!
Will's breakdown is still one of the show's best moments.
I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. The hell with him!
However, as time goes on, its viewers get older and have children of their own. Having to identify with Will's dad makes the scene even more emotionally complicated, and maybe even more devastating.
And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids.
Number 3, Joyce Summers Dies, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Given that it was a fantasy show aimed at young adults, many of Buffy's storylines were pitched to the unreal, but any fan will tell you it never skimped on the emotions. So when Buffy Summers finds her mom Joyce lying on the sofa with her empty eyes staring at the ceiling, it was not just a shocker, it was a gut punch.
Ooh, well, what should I do?
Do you know how to administer CPR?
No, I don't remember.
To see a character who is so strong, even in the face of the supernatural, be utterly powerless in the face of unexpected death is a sobering realization.
In the meanwhile, I think you should sit, have a glass of water, and try not to disturb the body.
Not even the Vampire Slayer is safe from the random tragedies of life. It's an episode many viewers have returned to once they've lost their own parents.
It's not her. She's gone.
Number 2, The Truth About Finn's Dad, Glee. Finn Hudson's death is never explained within the universe of the show. The actor Corey Monteith was pronounced dead from substance issues in 2013.
Staff became worried when Monteith failed to check out on time and found the star's body unresponsive in his room.
While the episode surrounding the character's death is a tearjerker for sure,
I shrugged it off because it was just too horrible to think, but I would always think, how do they wake up every day?
It's a season 3 moment that really takes on new meaning considering the circumstances of Monteith's death.
Honey, he had a drug problem that he tried to get over when he came home, for you mostly, but...
In the episode Yes, No, Finn finally learns the truth about his father's death. He was not killed in action, but from substance issues after returning home from his time in the military.
One day he just didn't come back. It was an overdose.
The revelation sends his character spiraling. In retrospect, it becomes a haunting bit of meta foreshadowing.
You're like a beacon of light, guiding me through the darkness.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. If I Die Young, Glee. If the episodes celebrating Finn Hudson and actor Corey Monteith weren't sad enough, Naya Rivera's tribute to him in The Quarterback became even more devastating a few years later.
The sharp knife of a short life.
The actress drowned in Lake Piru in July 2020. She was only 33. Compounding the tragedy was that she was enjoying a day on the lake with her son, whom she managed to lift into their rental boat before disappearing beneath the surface.
Oh, if I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses.
With imagery of a riverside funeral and the tragedy of young life snuffed out too soon, the melancholy, prescient lyrics of If I Die Young became an unexpected tribute to Rivera herself.
Take me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Oh.
What's a TV moment that took on more meaning for you as you got older? Let us know in the comments.